Well, hello once again, farming friends. Welcome back to some more Farming Simulator 2015 with me, Mistermoose. And we're back on North Brabant. And you see we've taken a few trees down, grounded it up with our Brooksoon. And we've turned those in for a little bit of cash. What we basically did was made a little cash. We bought our seeder. We bought a new cultivator. Then I did go ahead and buy a planter and a stump grinder, because if we are going to cut these down, we should be good stewards and go back behind ourselves and go ahead and clean up this area. I'm not just going to deforest it and not replant it, which I would tell you a good tip is to make sure that if you're going to play a map for any considerable amount of time, it's always advisable, easy for me to say after a couple of, well, never mind. Anyways, we won't go there, but it is advisable for you to go back and replant those trees, okay? And they take about 10 days to grow, and it's well worth it if you're going to play the map for any considerable time. Now, if you're going to play a map for about a week, and you're not going to see yourself keeping it for a long time to try and become some, gazillionaire farmer, then maybe this isn't something you need to do. But on a map like this, there are very few cuttable trees on this map, other than I would say processable trees. There's a lot of landscape trees, which are like these trees right here, these big green conifers. They're not real. You can tell by the limbs on them are flat and narrow. There's nothing to them, and so you can't even cut them down with a chainsaw. You just walk up to them and they laugh at you. These big trees right here, these are the ones that where the limbs fork on them. These are what I call landscape trees, because they're usually placed around the fields and stuff like that. They're not really meant for forestry. And then you've got your straight trees that you could use the scorpion on and process them. And those are the ones I consider processable trees. So anyway, so we used the stump grinder to clean up this area, and I thought I'd do a real quick video on using it. It's pretty straightforward. You turn it on, and you can spin it. You can tilt it side to side, as well as up and down, using your mouse buttons. It's the left mouse button and then up and down, or left mouse button left and right. And then if you want to tilt the head in a little bit, in and out, you use your right mouse button up and down. And that's pretty straightforward on how to grind a stump. And then on the back we've got our tree planter. You just grab that out of the store, and it's pretty straightforward. You basically just turn it on and lower it into the ground and drive, and every so often it plants a tree into the ground, and that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to switch to the rear, and we're going to turn on the planter. It's on now, and basically what it does is a real one has a little wedge and a tiller in it. It tills up the ground, has a little wedge that opens up a little trench, and as you go along, that little trench, now the ones I've used have a person sits on each side of it, and as the guy drives the tractor along and it opens up that trench, and there it planted a tree right there. As that trench opens up, somebody sticks a tree down in that trench, and then the back side of it usually has a wedge and a couple of tires that will press down to fill the ground back in around that little tree and around the little sapling, and fill it in. And a lot of times you'll have, if you're doing a big planting, like in a forestry situation, you'll have somebody come behind and they'll have a spade or something like that. They'll step on each side of the tree and maybe tap it and straighten it up, make sure that it's set right. But for our purposes, we're just going to drive our little planter through here. You can go whatever speed you want. I've been just going kind of slow because I've been yakking. But you can just go through there and it'll stick out a tree every so often for you. And We'll have to back up here so we can miss this building. But yeah, I figured, you know, we stick a few trees out so they can grow and keep us in business. Because who knows, we might come back and do some more forestry work on this later on, and we definitely want to have some trees to cut down. So I got a little pallet. A pallet of 20 trees is going to run you 40 bucks, I think. That's not ridiculous. Alright, so we'll maybe we can get it to stick one right there. It should be on a timer. See if you can massage the area and make it give you a tree right there in that corner. Come on, plant it. Wish you had a button where you could tell it when to put a tree down. There it went. Alright, so we'll move back across here, see if we can put a few more down. So we ground a few trees up, and getting back to what I was saying in the last video about that that wood chipper and how it's really, you feel, because of the way it grinds the trees, it's really not it really feels like it is sort of an exploit, but really it isn't. If you do the math and you look at what you're getting and when you normally cut, a 5-meter log generates about $3,000 if you sell that. If you chip it, you get a little bit less than that. But if you look at a 5-meter log, your average tree cut in this, if it's a decent sized tree, you can get anywhere from 4 to 5 meter logs, sometimes 6, 7, depending on if it was a really good mature tree. But even if you're getting 4 or 5 decent logs out of there, you're making anywhere from, you know, gosh, you know, let's say you got $2,500 a log, you make $1,000 a tree, maybe a little bit over that. So it's not unrealistic to think, ooh, went through those trees pretty quick. It's not unrealistic to see yourself getting $1,000 a tree, and then if you've got high demand on, you're going to get yourself an even better price on it. So the whole thing with me cutting 2 trees down to make a trailer of wood chips and then hauling it off and getting $20,000 in high demand, that's really pretty realistic, because that's about what you would normally get. So did I say $1,000? It should have been about $10,000 a tree. And if you thumb through the internet, you'll see that most of them say about the same thing, that a tree, usually a tree will generate you a certain amount of money, anywhere from about $10,000 to $12,000 a tree. So given that and the fact that, you know, we're in high demand, $20,000 for a trailer full of wood chips is pretty realistic. So, or pretty common for the game. I wouldn't say it's realistic, but that's about it. So I'm going to run back over here, and I'm going to pick up another pallet of trees, and we'll go back and throw a couple of more. And this is just going to be a quick video before we for you guys, just a continuation of where we left off, because I thought, well, if we are making a little money, we ought to be good stewards and replace our trees. And so yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I mean, we got a good way to make a little cash. Let's keep it in there, so if we want to do some forestry. But I have to be honest with you, I'm already starting to tire of this map a little bit. It's kind of flat and dull, and while it offered a lot to do and some different options, I'm still not completely in love with it. And alright, so I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna take a shortcut back to where we were. But it might not be a map that I do too much, but you know, we're playing it on hard mode, we're trying it out, checking it out. Come on, let me in. I hate that because it lowered my trailer when I do that. But so it may not be a map that we survive much longer. And the problem being is I spend too much time on the internet looking around at what else is out there, and there's some really cool stuff in the pipe that I'm starting to find that is a lot more scenic and looks pretty cool to play. And so we might jump on some of that pretty soon as well. So let's see. Sometimes those trees are a little hard to spot where you put them, but we'll jump right here and put a row in. Let's go ahead and lower that. Turn our planter on. And then we'll just run up through here and drop some more trees. And turn my planter off while I'm on this little path here. Or I thought I was anyways. I didn't set it in the path. I love how you can plow through rock with this thing. Little unrealistic. So we'll just run up through here and get the rest of this crate offloaded. So we're at 88,000. I could cut down a few more trees, get a little more cash, and you know, possibly get a better cultivator, which is something I'm considering. You know, I could cut down another $100,000 worth of trees and get ourselves a decent, you know, like case axial flow and have a little bit more head length, and which would be nice because that small one is really annoying. Hate to say that if you're a fan of the shampoo, good for you, but I'm not, and might have to be getting rid of it. So, but at the same time, I don't want to do a ton of wood chips. But I did get a big cultivator. Picked up the big cultivator and the 8-meter cultivator and the 6-meter seeder is what we got, and we'll be happy to have those. I will probably update the forage wagon as well to get that either medium or large forage wagon, and go from there. We might try to pick up one more trailer. I mean a tractor. Oh, and I did buy a tipper so we don't have to use this stupid green thing anymore. Ooh. Alright, let's lock in that front differentials. Alright, let's make a turn. We'll just kind of head down through here. Oh, look, great demand for canola. It's just all coming at me at one time now. Of course, how much canola do we have? None, because we had to sell it to be able to afford to buy the wood chipper. Or at the time, to buy a seeder. So, it is what it is. We're in good shape now, to be honest with you. I mean, we can kick this pig at this point. Alright, so got a few trees back into the ground. That's 40 new trees for us, and that'll fill in the void over time. Like I said, it takes 10 days for those to grab back, so we'll probably do a little bit more here, but I just wanted to do a quick video on how to plant and how that actually works. And in case you hadn't seen it, stump grinding and planting, it's a good thing to do. So alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy, be safe, bye bye. Hey, thanks again for watching this video, and if you made it all the way to the end, well, maybe you liked it. So give me a big old thumbs up. That like goes a long way. Also, subscribe to this channel. I will update the videos every single day, so there'll always be something new for you to see. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back again tomorrow. Thanks for your support.